day to sit around and play, to laugh and see how life unfolds. Can we just be without any insecurities or expectations that things be differently? Part of why we suffer is we have so much in here, keeping us stuck in round and round insecurities and fear. But when we just show up, allowing things to be, well, we experience the peace that's all around me. What's up, guys? So I sing while I'm waiting for Instagram to kick in because I have to do this whole thingy majing jing to get it to stream there. And hopefully, if nothing else, you can laugh at me. Whoo, is my cold coming in hard and fast? And yet, I don't know, there's something quite nice about puffy eyes. It either says, I really cried well, which is an energetic release, and I love that, or I have to work on clearing my sinuses, or I don't know, I'm aging, which is a gift within itself, right? The fact that I don't have as wrinkled free skin, and that I'm puffy, speaks to the many moments that I've been able to experience in this lifetime, which is really cool. But I'm not here for that. I was thinking, I saw my beautiful co-creator Gail Craft post about our events, the joy, delight in the joy of being you, right? And I was contemplating this because here's the deal. I work in addiction and mental health, guys. Guess what? I work with a lot of people who hate themselves. I'm going to keep it real. I work with people who the very idea of delighting in the joy of being themselves feels so obscure, feels so foreign, feels so out of reach that it could actually like create a physical response or a mental response to just the idea of delighting in the joy of being themselves. How do I know this? Hell, that was me for years, guys. To think about even liking myself enough to celebrate myself. Are you kidding me? I thought that every part of my being there was something wrong with. I thought I was a waste of space. I thought I was bad. I thought I was intrinsically unworthy. And so, as I considered our events coming up, which I'm super excited about, and I know will have a profound impact on everybody who attends, including myself, Gail, and Lindsay, I thought about what that event could do for the person who hates themselves, who looks in the mirror and avoids their own eyes, who looks at their bodies and picks themselves apart, who is unable to see the intrinsic gifts of themselves. And let's be real, guys. Many, many, many people out there look at themselves and despise who they are because they don't meet the expectations that they have imposed upon themselves through the good opinion of others, or they despise who they are because they're failing at achieving what they think they need to in order to be accomplished or successful. And let me tell you guys, that was me for many years. Like, I worked my way up the corporate ladder, but yet I never basked in my achievements because I was so busy focused on what I had yet to accomplish and that what I had yet to see come to fruition. I never even experienced the joy that was presented to me in any given moment when I was working in corporate America because I was too busy judging myself for what I hadn't done rather than looking back and reaping the joy and the I don't know, just the pride in knowing how much I was able to accomplish, right? So, how can the delight and the joy of being you serve people who don't like themselves or right, like my gorgeous friend Barb has told me, she's like, Kerri, I did not like myself. I was so prideful. I thought I was a bee's knees and I thought I was better than anybody else. And I was like, oh wow, because I never had that lens. But when she said that to me, I'm like, wow. And I do understand, right? If I place myself above anybody else, I'm out of touch with the fact that we're connected. And that means I'm out of touch with myself. But that's not the lens I grew up in. I grew up in not being good enough, not being worthy. And so whether you are struggling with feeling like you deserve to take up space for yourself at this event or in life in general, or whether you think you might be too good for this event, which is possible too. There's no right or wrong. There's just an ability to open up to a different possibility. And so giving yourself permission, what if you give yourself permission to show up in a space that feels totally uncomfortable, that contradicts anything that you believe is possible for yourself, that gives you the icky sticky because you feel like, I can't even believe I'm doing this, right? What if you do that for yourself? And then what can I promise you? Well, let me just tell you, I know Gail, but I'm not gonna speak for Gail. And I'm not going to speak for Lindsay. I'll speak for me. I'm going to love you. And you know what my gift was in corporate America? I can read people like a book and I can pull out every gift, every uh just amazing piece of you and present it to you and highlight it for you so that you can possibly give yourself permission to believe that what I say is true. And it's an energy, so you'll feel it. All right. I'm not here to BS you. If you're not good at something, I'm not celebrating that, right? Because we're not meant to be great at everything. I'm not great at putting together PowerPoints. Gail is, thank God, but I'm not. I'm not great at tech. Yanko is, I'm not, and I'm cool with it. But I also know I'm hella good at lifting people up because I lifted myself up. And can you suspend what you think you know about yourself, even if what you think you know about yourself is unkind or judgmental, or you think that maybe you don't need to be part of community or connection or joy and permission because you figured it all out, suspend that and then allow me, Gail, Lindsay, and the people in the room to see you and highlight the gifts that you may not see within yourself yet or that you oversee that take you away from other gifts that you have, right? We get locked in this box of ideas about ourselves, but we're limitless. And part of how we learn just how amazing we are is having other people point that out for us, right? I can't even tell you how many people I work with who are brilliant, and yet they tell me all the time that their biggest issue is that they have been labeled with some mental health diagnosis that prevents them from remembering or learning a right way or doing this and this. And yet they teach me things all the time. And my job is to be like, yo, you say that, but this is what you're doing every day when we talk. So is that really true? Or is that just what you're hung up on? And if that's the case, can you give yourself permission to let that BS go? Anyway, January 17th and I believe February 8th, but don't quote me. Gail Kraft and I will be in Braintree at the Show Your Spark studio, generously gifted to us by Lindsay Height, the owner and founder of Show Your Spark, who I selfishly get to call my BFF. Um, Holding space for people who love themselves, who don't love themselves, who feel really uncomfortable about being in a situation, and who are willing to do uncomfortable, hard things because it's in the uncomfortable, hard that we grow and expand. That's how I learned to love myself, and that's how I learned to love everybody else. Ah, see you there, guys.